Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. I just want to, first of all, say, do you see this tree behind me? I mean, it is huge. It's like 8 feet tall. And, I don't know, for some reason, like this year, it took like a minute to get things going. But things are going. And happy holidays to those of you who celebrate Christmas and the birth of Jesus. So today I'm back with another video, and I thank you for looking at this video. I thank you for your time. If you like my channel, you already know what to do. Subscribe, like, share, do all of that. But today I want to talk about, I got a question. Someone asked me in my DM, they was like, they wanted to know, what do they do when they boyfriend ghosts them? Yes, ladies, and we all been there. We all been there. And this is an interesting topic. This is an interesting topic because nobody likes to be ignored, right? So for those of you who don't know what that means, ghost, ghosting is like a colloquialism, and basically it just means to ignore someone. And nobody likes to be ignored. Nobody can say, oh, I love to be ignored. Nobody can ever say that, because that is something that we as humans perceive as disrespectful, right? We perceive that already as disrespectful. And also, to be ignored means that someone does not value you. Someone does not have any type of interest in you for the most part. But some of the things that we have to ask ourselves is this: when someone ghosts you, do they ghost you for a long extended period of time? Because some of us work, some of us go to school, some of us have children, we have like busy lives, right? So you first have to establish what and how long is the ghosting period. So for example, if someone you're talking to, and this goes for men and it also goes for women, because someone was like, how come you always making videos just for women? Like, what about us men? I understand about the men. I don't want to leave you guys out. I really don't. But the people who I talk to are women. Just understand that part. So let's first establish the period of ghosting, the period of being ignored. So if somebody you talk to, you have to look at patterns, right? So you first have to establish that person routine that they have with you. So if this person has a routine that they always call you, always text you, always on the phone with you, always communicating, right? That is a pattern. That is a normal routine. So when someone should be alarmed, you have to first look at the routine. Is there a disruption? Is there, yeah, that's the best word, a disruption in the routine? Because if a person who you believe is ghosting you but never communicate with you, and never talk to you, and never, hit you up, and don't do none of that stuff, understand, ladies and gents, that they are not ghosting you. That is their normal behavior. That is something that they do on a daily basis. But if you notice, and this is what most people do, if you notice that there is a particular person who you're talking to who stops communicating with you and does not give no explanation, and let's say, for example, you follow this person on social media, right? If you notice that they still post into their social media, you have maybe sent out a text or called and you notice that they didn't respond, understand. Understand, ladies and gents, you are being ignored. Oh, yes, you are being ignored. Listen, 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 listen. If you notice that this particular person is up on their social media posting, 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 like it's their day job, and you text them and you call them and they don't respond, not just for that day, but for several days and into a week or weeks, ladies and gents, know that it's over. It's a wrap. It is a wrap. It is a wrap. Understand, and this is where the meat of my argument is this. When you are being ghosted, you have to learn to control your emotions. I know it's hard. Yes, 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 yes. I know it's hard. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you. I know it's hard. You have to learn to control your emotions. You have to learn not to be so in your feelings. You can't be in your feelings in this moment. So what you do is this. When you notice the behavior change, when you notice the communication change, when you notice these things, you have to act as if what they're doing does not bother you. So what that means is this. If you have to block that person, if it means you have to unfriend that person, if it means that you do not want to reach out to them, listen, I know some of you thinking like, oh, well, maybe they just didn't. No, they have a smartphone just like you have a smartphone. If somebody call you right now, would you see it? Did something happen in the universe when you decided to call them, just took their phone in midair and just destroyed it? No, they see your phone call. But see, sometimes there are people who like to push your buttons. There are people who like to see how far they can get or how far they can go with doing things that they normally do in their relationships, that they normally do as their routine. So if you notice these things, let me tell you something. Pack all, pack up, and pack all your stuff up. What that mean is like remove yourself from the situation. Remove yourself from the situation because let me tell you something. A grown, sure person, a grown, sure adult, I'm gonna say this again. A grown, sure adult that is sure about you and that is sure about themselves will not play these games. They will not. They will not. They will not play these games. See, ghosting is a form of manipulation. Oh, yes, I said it. Oh, yes, I said it. Yes, I did. Ghosting is a form of manipulation, and people want to manipulate those people who they feel as though is hard to control. So that is the reason why an individual, a human can say to you, oh, I'm going to call you, but call you 3 days later. That is disrespect to the highest level. Understand that, ladies. Understand that, gents. Yes, it is disrespect to the highest level because they don't they don't respect your time, nor do they respect you enough to communicate to you what's been going on. But that's why you have to look at patterns. You understand? You have to look at patterns. You have to look at what do they normally what is their normal routine. So if a person communicates and you know that they communicate, if a person is calling you, texting you, doing these things normally without you having to tell them or prompt them or anything like that, then that is them having a communication with you. But you never, ever, 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 ever go after or chase the person who is ghosting you. Mm, mm, mm. Don't do it, because that's what they want. They want you to chase them. And let me tell you something. I could hear somebody saying like, but what if they got sick? Or what if emergency came up? Or what if, you know, something, I got the air on, so it's like taking my breath away. Or what if something happened and, you know, they just wasn't able to communicate to you? Let me tell you something. You do not want to be with someone who cannot communicate, because if you was to get into a committed relationship with this person and this person don't know how to communicate, if something is wrong, if something happened, communicate that. If an accident occur, communicate that. If anything happened in a person's life, you have to learn to communicate. You have to learn to communicate. Point, period. End of conversation. Like, you have to learn to communicate. And why would you want to be with somebody who don't know how to communicate? They just let life happen and they just do what they want to do without any consequences. No. You have to hold people for the things that they do to you. Let me tell you this. As a human, you show people how you want to be treated. Yes. Oh. So if you are speaking with individuals, if you are in a relationship, and if you are allowing a man or a woman to disrespect you, if you are allowing them to disrespect your time, if you are allowing them to disrespect anything that you find as disrespectful, and you tell them, see, this is the thing. You have to learn to communicate and speak on the things that you need and the things that you want. So if you tell somebody not to do something, or if someone tells you what you did offended me, you have to take accountability right away. And you have to change that right away. And that is effective communication. But understand that when somebody ghosts you, it is just manipulation in another form. Oh yes, they want to see how long you will react to their behavior. Because it's a behavior. It's an unwanted behavior, which means it's a behavior that you don't like. It's a behavior that that is toxic. Yeah, it is. So let me wrap this up. You never chase after, you never go after the person who's ghosting you. Never. Don't do it. Because you are allowing that person to welcome that disrespect. You are allowing that person to do even more than just ghosting you. See, you have to shut things down as they occur. Yes, shut them down. Shut them down. And let me tell you something. If you think like, oh, I really like this person is really great, this person, was really nice to me, this person was so sweet, this person, no, because if they're not sweet enough, they're not nice enough, because if they were, they wouldn't ghost you. Ghosting is manipulation. Ghosting is all about control. And see, this is the reason why I say you have to find out what type of ghosting, because if you are with a person or talking to a person who never communicate with you, never text you, never call you, never do nothing, then they are not ghosting you. That is them. That is who they are. And also, they don't have no type of communication with you at all. So that's not ghosting. That's just them being themselves. But if you have somebody who, when you used to talk to them, was communicating with you, then understand that's manipulation. And it's all control. It's all to get you to respond to their bad behavior. What are you going to do? Are you going to respond to their bad behavior? Are you? Or are you going to learn? Are you going to see what is actually happening and decide not to give into that manipulation, give into that control. No, you have a choice. You have a choice how people treat you. So if somebody treats you wrong, you have a choice to walk away. Walk away. Feelings and all, walk away. All right, I hope this video was, what's the word I'm looking for? Helpful, that's the word. I hope this video was helpful. I hope that you guys learned something about how when somebody ghosts you, you do not chase them. Stop chasing them. Ladies, especially, stop chasing men who ghost you.